but I guess I'm here to describe the business case of what I'm doing and the development process. So, molocard.com. My name's David Lin, doing it with a buddy of mine, Adrian. Just to give you a quick backdrop on who I am, who we are. Bubble Island, I founded it about 8 years ago with some friends. It's a bubble tea cafe. We have 3 of them now: U of M, Michigan State, and University of Wisconsin. I also work at Amherst Fund, which is like an angel fund here in Ann Arbor. It's kind of like venture capital, private equity. I'm an analyst there. And I also sit on the board of Espresso Royale, which has 24 locations around the country. Adrian, who is not here, is the CEO for Shepherd, which is like this GPS. If you guys see the Magic Bus around town, they do that. And he's also a co-founder of this consulting company. So anyway, so MoloCard stands for Mobile Loyalty Card. It's pretty much taken an existing loyalty card, like a buy 5 get 1 free card that we have at Bubble Island, and making a digital copy of it for people to carry around, kind of like the user accounts you guys are just talking about. And what that allows us to do is to understand on an account basis how often people are coming to Bubble Island or wherever and what they're buying. So if you have this understanding of what people are doing, suddenly you can do lots of things on how to make them come more or how to give them stuff that they like. So we came up with this notion of a customer preference life cycle. So if you identify, for example, customers that maybe come once a month, it's like, why are they only coming once a month? Is it maybe they haven't found that item that they really like? My own experience, Panera Bread, I love those Asiago cheese bagels. Like, I will eat like 5 in a week. I'll go there every day, and I'll just get, I just got totally hooked on it. But that first time that I went to Panera, if I didn't have that bagel, maybe I would have tried something else that I didn't like quite that much. And that totally changes, the amount of times I'm going to go to Panera Bread and how much money I'm going to spend. So what we're going to try to kind of theorize and kind of pull out of this is, okay, now we've identified those infrequent customers. We're going to give them, and we know what they bought. So maybe instead of them getting a coffee, I'm going to give them half off or 80% off something else on my menu, a category of something, to try to get them to experiment and explore the menu to try to get their frequency to increase. So that's kind of like one way that we could use this, right? So the strategy that we're kind of going with, which is why it's kind of ugly right now, is we want to fail quick and cheap. We want to program this thing, we want to come up with some ideas, test them out, and if they work, great. If they don't work, tweak it and try again. We're just kind of going through this over and over again. Right now, at Bubble Island, at all 3 locations, we have a sign-up kiosk next to the register. We have the cashiers trained, get people to sign up. Trying to experiment and learn how to get people to sign up as quickly as possible. And that's been running for about a month and a half. And this is kind of an idea of the results that we've gotten so far as users. We got about 1,800 signed up in that time period. About 3,000 orders have gone through the system so far. And the red lines are the cumulative. The right axis and the blue lines is like per day. So we've had some days where we have 120 people use it. We have some days where 100 people sign up. So it's kind of all over the place, and we're just trying to figure out how we get all the people signed up. We've had some days where 40% of the orders that have gone through the register have used the mobile card. And actually, today in Ann Arbor, we started this thing where it's a double stamp week if you use your mobile card. We've had actually 80%, 90% of our customers use it so far today. So
new customers or returning?
I'd have to look it up. I don't know off the top of my head, but I could see that. So it's really just how do you understand that customer pool and how can you use it to your best advantage?
Tied to your point of sale?
I'm sorry?
Tied into your point of sale?
It is not tied into point of sale. Eventually, we might want to go that way. The only problem with that is that there's so many point of sales, and to integrate directly with them is kind of really time-consuming, expensive, and I think if we do it too early, you kind of give them too much power. For example, if it works, great, and they're like, oh wow, we're going to tweak this unless you give us more money. You know, we're going to change this to make your life hard unless you give us something more. So right now we want to just start with something more broad that can be used regardless. Maybe we can have more value where people might want to work with us more later. Anyway, so what we're going to do this week, which is pretty exciting, is we're going to start giving out those deals. So we've identified about 300 people. We're going to give 300 infrequent customers. We're going to give a little test and just see, you know, what happens. I think we're going to do 50% off your next order. You know, for some of them, 50% off some category that they haven't tried yet. And then the second round of deals next week, we're going to do for moderate users, so people that would come maybe twice in that month or 3 times or whatever, and try to get them to come a little bit more by giving them a very targeted deal. For example, if they got their mocha, you would say, hey, 20% off your mocha for the next 5 days, for the next 3 days. You know, what is that frequency? How can we tweak it where people will want to get the most out of it? And the other thing on here that I didn't include, but I'm just going to do because it's kind of, I just feel like it's right. You know, we've been able to see who our addicts are. And when I say addicts, I'm like, how can these people spend so much money? You know, like I'm just like, wow. You know, it's kind of like me and Panera Bread. You know, that guy just came 5 days in a row. He's living off bagels. Some of these people have come 20 times in 25 days. You know, so it's just kind of nuts. So for those people, we're going to give out stuff like free drinks or give them T-shirts or give, you know, some sort of like, hey man, you're in the inner circle now. Thanks for being so great, you know. So we're just going to kind of tweak it and work with it. And based on what we find, we're going to, you know, develop it more and see what happens, you know. And that's kind of what it's all about.
So prior to this program, did you have any visibility on those same customers? Addicts or?
It is seriously a black box of mystery. You just don't know what's happening, you know. And it was, you know, part of the frustration of running Bubble Island is, wow, you know, we want to market to this group of people. Let me print out 200 coupons. I don't want to give away too much because I don't know who's coming back. So maybe just 20% off, and then I'll count them when I get back, when they come in. But, oh wow, 5% came back. Did I just cannibalize my sales, you know, for each of those things? I don't know. I can guess, but I don't really know.
Right.
You could say, hey, are you a new customer? But at the same time, if you're an old customer, did that guy just come back one more time because you gave him that? Again, you just don't know. But with this system, you'll be able to figure that out. You can say something like, oh wow, this customer used to come once a month, but after I started giving him this deal, now he's coming 2 or 3 times a month. So yes, it works.
So the idea is not to give something away free that the guy would come in and buy anyway, but maybe offer something else as an upsell.
Right, you know, you could try, like seriously, there's so many different ways that I've been thinking about to use it. And that's one of the ways too, is try to figure out a way to upsell complementary products and whatnot. If you can get other businesses in the area to also sign up for it, for example, I'm near Pancheros, maybe there's some weird relation between someone that likes burritos and milk tea. I don't know. I've seen lots of people come with Pancheros bags. It's like, maybe there is some weird relationship. People that like quesadillas, maybe they like milk tea. So for those quesadilla buyers that don't buy milk tea or are not my customers, maybe there's a good way for me to slickly be part of the Pancheros deal when it goes to them that says, hey, go to Bubble Island tomorrow and get a free green tea or get a free milk tea. You know? And Bubble Island would pay for that. Like, I would pay to do that.
So have you looked at how what you're doing compares to the other loyalty card programs that are HUD available and in some cases available to be integrated with point of sales and so on?
You know, I've always had other loyalty programs for small businesses like Bubble Island. It's kind of tough, you know. Small business owners in general are a little unsophisticated compared to their bigger peers. So loyalty programs that like Panera Bread might have right now, or Starbucks has their gift card thing on their phone. Those more sophisticated tools are generally for those smarter, I don't want to say smarter, but for those bigger companies that have more resources. The dream for this is, you know, I just feel like, oh, it's like such an underdog. Wouldn't it be great to be able to dumb this idea down where anyone could really understand it, even if they only have 5 seconds to understand it. And if they want to pay for it, great. And if not, you can always offer
you comment a little bit about the user interface and how you know, go across smartphones? Or, I mean, I know
Okay,
you glossed
yeah.
over that, but yeah.
So let's see here.
And it can be pretty high level. I'm just.
Okay, well, the way it works is we have a kiosk computer, which is right next to the register. It says sign up, whatever, it takes 10 seconds. They put in their email, their phone number, a password, and that's how they sign up. They get a text to their phone that says, hey, thanks for joining, click on the link to see your card. They can click on the link and it brings them to their account. They have to log in one time. And as long as you have saved password on your phone, every time you bring up the site, it should bring you right there. And it'll show you, so here is mine, I don't know. And so, so the stamp card is there and it has 2 X's in it. And if right now, if I went into my account and added a stamp, I could refresh this and it'll add. The way that it works with the cashier right now, that this is the clunky part that I'm not exactly thrilled about. Customer comes into Bubble Island, and then you have a stamp card or a Molo card. Oh, I have a Molo card. Okay, enter your phone number. So there's a number pad. You have to enter your phone number, and then we can look up your account, add what you want, and that's how it works. But like I said, it's really clunky. It works for now. It's okay for now, but after the value, after we prove there's value, then I feel much more comfortable to throw more money at it. So.
I just add one of the other benefits too is the customization of the messages you can give to the customers on the device, like in the app itself.
Right. There's a little message window. I don't have this emulated like they had, but you can imagine the phone, and then the stamp cards are here. There's a little window towards the bottom that right now we have a different message based on the number of stamps you have on your phone. So for Bubble Island, we have, oh, you know, did you know $2 teas before 1 o'clock every day? If you have 2 stamps, it's, oh, we have gift cards, $15 and $30 gift cards. So there's a few little quirky things. Oh, we cater, like little things like that. So I think in the future, like if we were to build an app and have push notifications, that would probably be worked into that little messaging window where you get the push notification, you open it up, there's your card with the deal you get. So it's kind of the vision of it all, I guess. So.
Great.
Any other questions?
Thanks.
Great.